So that's it for the Oscar news. Last thing I got on here before we get into a movie review is Justin's seen a show that he just loves talking about.
Oh boy.
I've moved on. Okay.
Oh wow.
It was a pretty wild week. I enjoyed it while it lasted. I've moved on.
But tell us about the Umbrella Academy anyway. I wrote this in here. You have a segment.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. It's just a good show. It's just about a dysfunctional family of superheroes.
Wow, this is short and sweet.
Ringing endorsement.
Yeah. Well, the show starts off with one day there's 43 babies that are born the same day at the same time by mothers that were not pregnant at the beginning of that day. Yeah. So then there's.
Have you guys read the comic?
I did after I.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
After I watched the show, because I was like, oh, cool, like it's a pretty good show. I want to see.
How
like.
does it stand up to like as an adaptation?
The show did a really good job.
Do you prefer one over the other? I think it's still ongoing though, right?
Yeah, it's still
series,
ongoing because like the comic, there's 2 comics, but the show manages to cover both
of those
issues, like
series.
both series.
Okay.
And it like the show does a really really good job of building off of what is a comic with very little content in it. Like it's just I didn't like the comics at all.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wow.
And but yeah, the show like
Gerard Way.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
and whoever the
Mr.
showrunner was
Disco?
looked at it.
My Chemical Romance.
Ooh.
Oh, whoops.
Ooh.
Are they not the same thing? No, I heard he's a really good writer. He also wrote like the most recent run of Doom Patrol,
Okay.
which apparently is a pretty big influence on the show.
And I think he did Pennycracker. I believe he has something to do with her as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he's a really good writer, but like probably pretty abstract.
It's very very
because like
abstract.
Doom Patrol is a very abstract superhero genre.
Oh, yeah.
Like it kind of sounds like Doom Patrol, like dysfunctional superhero. That's
Yeah.
Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like the basis for the X-Men too. Like it's taking that like team of like just really oddball characters, putting them together. Like that's Doom Patrol. So I could see why he created this. Or I could see because I think he did this, and then they were like, "Hey, we're relaunching Doom Patrol. Let's get the guy who did Umbrella Academy because he knows what he's doing." It's just super abstract and
Comics
kind of
were very out there.
Yeah, like a deconstruction of the superhero like team, dynamic thing. So yeah, I'll give it a watch for sure. I don't know if I'll dive into the comics of this.
Yeah, it only took me like probably 2 hours to get through both series, and I mean, they were interesting, but it's
Wait, there's like 6 volumes. That took you 2 hours to read?
well, it might have been a little bit longer than 2 hours, but it was just all in
like-
one sitting.
What?
Oh, yeah.
You can't be up to date then. Could you?
Because
There's like
there's Apocalypse Suite and there's Dallas. I believe,
Yeah,
too.
and then they have the first one of there's a new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All in one sitting, because I mean they're pretty easy to get through. There's not a lot there.
I'm pretty sure like each volume probably has like
It'd probably be like
you read 6 like volumes of like a trade paperback. Like each volume would probably be like
the volumes were only like six issues each, and the issues were it would only take.
Were you looking
Maybe.
at the pictures at all? Like, you just read the words as they were going by, and it's like, man, this doesn't make any sense. Like half of a comic book is looking at the artwork and that's why you thought it was so out there. It's like people are talking, but like I don't see any action going on here. What's going on?
I only read every third page.
It's like, hey, there's no writing on this page. Like, what's going on? This is just a page of This is just 2 blank pages. It's a splash page. I'm not gonna read this. There's no writing here.
Well, it was definitely a pretty wacky comic because
Okay.
in the show, well, they bring everything a little more down to earth, I guess. In the show, their first mission is, as when they're kids, is just stopping a bank robbery. Just your typical bank robbery. A bunch of people go in, try to steal money. Their first mission in the comics, they have to go to Paris because the Eiffel Tower came to life and is knocking people off and killing them, and it's being controlled by a zombie monster. And the fight ends with it blasting off into space. I'm like, okay.
That's a little different, yeah.
That was out of the show's budget.
I think they scaled it down a little bit.
So it's like, okay, that's interesting. One of their other fights in the comics was the statue of Abraham Lincoln had come to life and was terrorizing a bunch of civilians. And one of the girls in the show, well, I guess she kind of has the same power, but her power is sort of manipulating people. She says, I heard a rumor that Mike punched Dennis in the face, and then you would punch Dennis in the face. Kind of something like that. But in the comics, she basically can alter reality. And in the comics, there's this giant statue of Abraham Lincoln running around terrorizing people. And she was like, oh, I heard a rumor that Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. So that giant statue of James Wilkes Booth walks up and shoots him, and then just runs away while the cops chase him. Like, okay, that's interesting. And it's like, pretty sure South Park did that too.
Wow.
But it was, yeah,
So it's a great show.
really good show.
You
I've seen it. I watched the whole season before he did.
Why did you even make it seem like you hadn't seen it?
Yeah.
You're like, so it's a great show, right? You're asking him. It's like,
It's because, you know,
I got a little hooked for a while.
it's all he talked about, so I thought that he'd have this moment. Just
have you guys watched anything else? That you know, not to,
I've just watched that series like 5 times. Yeah, today.
Just
No, it's
while zooming through the issues.
doesn't fucking line up at all. That's not what he said on page 32 of volume 3.
Just the way it's gonna get an angry letter from me.
So yeah, did you?
No, I haven't watched anything since the last. Well, like, you know, reruns of TV. You know, good old Simpsons. What, how about you? What have you watched?
What have I watched? Yeah, just keeping up to date on, you know, some shows. Brooklyn Nine-Nine got renewed.
good show.
Yeah.
Good show.
Thought it was never gonna. Thought it was.
Do you feel the show's any different since it's on a
Yes.
different?
Yes, I do. I did not like the most recent episode.
Like
I never watched that.
Thursdays.
So I'm way behind.
Thursdays. I never watched the last one.
Yeah.
This one.
It is quite political,
Oh.
but like it's fine. Like I think they dealt with it, you know, as best they can. Are we worried about spoiling
No.
a TV show when we want to talk about movies? Anyway, I won't even say anything really, but yeah, it got like super political, and I agree with the message that they're trying to say. Hey, sexual assault, no good.
Oh, okay. I've seen that.
You did
Okay.
see that episode? Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like that's no good, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
But like they really shove it down your throat in this, and it's like women have it so hard, for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
But like, ease up a bit, okay? Yeah, no, I feel like it's different. Like it's kind of lost its mojo. So I would have been okay if it was just like.
Because I'm pretty
one-
sure.
like this season they ended
I think when it got renewed by NBC, that this was supposed to be like a
a one and done thing.
we'll
Like, this is
wrap it
just-
up.
We'll finish it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we got 6 seasons, and then it got because it was supposed to only have like 13 episodes, something short and sweet, and then it got extended to like not a full 22, 23, but I think like 15 or 18 episodes, and now we're getting season 7. So
Yeah.
another show that's ending or that got renewed now it's ending is Arrow.
Oh
They announced that
yeah.
Arrow's
That's Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've stopped watching that show after
Did you?
season 4. Maybe no, season 5.
Oh, season 5 was good. I don't know why I watch these shows.
I've never
they're
watched
all, like most of it, like I'd say 90% of it is.
What
garbage.
season is the one?
I just watched them for so.
What season's the one where the DA is like the villain? Where like you finally 5. Okay, so I've seen 5.
That's a good.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Most of it is
Yeah.
real good.
Um,
They all go on way too long, and they have to pad out because each season's like 23, 22 episodes, and they
That's
have
a
to
lot of
pad it out.
episodes.
Or
For
like-
an hour-long show,
Or like 8
comic book
episodes
series.
are like your continuity season long storyline, and the rest is
Do
just
that.
filler one-off.
Yeah.
Rest of the week.
I
So-
think, yeah, and like some of those are good episodes.
Yeah.
But most of them are really
Like,
bad.
I think we talked about
But
this once
I watched-
a while ago with the Flash, where it's like, oh, we're introducing a villain that somehow can like, basically the Flash needs to run faster. Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, the first 3 seasons were that. And they just keep writing themselves into this corner. And then, the Flash is just a really hard character. Like, even like harder than Superman in a way to write for, because he's such a powerful character. Like, not this version of him, but like comic book version.
It's like,
Barry
what do you
Allen
do
is,
to?
like,
Super
can't-
powerful.
Do anything like the Kingdom Come version of the Flash. He literally is just like no one sees him. Like that's how fast. He never stops. He's just always like a blur. And he gets to that point like in mainline continuity comics. Like he's pretty much there. Like he can. Nothing could stop him. So the TV show just has to come up with all of these convoluted reasons. Like, yeah, no, he second guesses himself, and he has to rely. His communications break down with his friends. That need to tell him what to do every single step of the way. And then I watch it for the crossovers mostly.
Yeah, and next season is supposed to be the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and so. I didn't even watch the most recent crossover one. It was good. So
Really good. Really good.
Yeah, it was.
What was?
Yeah, it was good. No, it was good. Yeah.
because there's the last one I watched was Crisis on Earth X or
Yeah,
whatever.
that was good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, and then this
This
time
one?
they did Elseworlds.
Elseworlds, right? Which introduced Batwoman,
Yeah, I mean it wasn't really anything Elseworldy about
and
it.
they didn't know what to do with the
I
Legends of
thought-
Tomorrow, so there's like
It's
we're
so
not gonna have
weird
you.
because like the beginning of this season of Supergirl, they kind of set up like a Supergirl Red Sun,
Yep.
which isn't like Superman Red Sun is an Elseworlds story.
Mhm.
So I thought when they did that, like she was gonna factor into this Elseworlds crossover. No. Like she just wasn't involved in it at all.
I remember when like the first crossover that was that Supergirl and there, big deal, four episode crossover,
Yeah.
Supergirl, blah blah blah, and her episode had nothing to do with the crossover till the very
the
end,
last scene.
where Barry and Flash show up like, hey, we need your help.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this one isn't for either. Like the Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I knew that they were.
Yeah.
They just like scrapped
Mhm.
them to be in this one.
I don't know why I watch. Like it's okay. So I don't like saying guilty pleasure. That's what it
Kinda
kind of
sounds
it
like
is
what
for
it
me.
is,
Like I watch it just for the sake of watching it. Like and then every once in a while I'm like, that was a good episode. Very rarely.
I remember getting frustrated with Arrow because like season 1 and 2 were pretty good,
hmm
and
The first start of this season was good too. He's in prison.
Then like I guess like DC when they started making the movies were like, oh, you can't have certain characters in your show anymore, and like everyone
Right.
loved Deathstroke and Arrow,
Yeah.
and then they got rid of them, but they're like, oh no, we can bring them back for one episode,
Yeah.
and it was like,
but
the
he was in
worst-
a couple.
yeah, I know he was in season 5, I believe,
Yeah.
but I think
Yeah.
they were trying to find his son or something
Yeah,
like that,
like the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
or something like that, yeah.
and and but like that season 3 episode, I think it was supposed to be like,
Yeah,
I don't know if you
yeah.
remember, it was just like, I think like he loses against like the sister, so he fights the sister, and like sister kicks the crap out of him,
Oh, yeah.
something like
yeah.
that. And it was just a very anticlimactic send-off episode that we were promised to get for Deathstroke, whatnot.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And the same thing, like Suicide Squad was introduced, and then they were
Yeah,
like,
kill
no,
off
we're making a
Amanda
movie,
Waller. Yeah.
and then eventually
yeah.
kill off her, yeah, because and like Deadshot.
All the other
Yeah.
Suicide Squad
They
members.
killed them all off?
Yeah.
Because they were told they couldn't use the characters anymore,
Yeah.
so they had to write them
Which
all.
is you went back and you mentioned in Black Adam they're introducing Stargirl.
Yeah.
She's getting her own series. So like now they just don't really care.
Except when it comes to Batman.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember.
really close with like Batwoman.
Yeah, and I
Really
remember
just
like when the
keep
shows were
name dropping
going,
Bruce Wayne.
it was like, oh, we can't use Superman and Batman, and now
Superman was just one of the main characters of this most recent
Yeah.
crossover. Like he was in every episode.
and then we're getting Lex Luthor now in
That's
Supergirl.
right. Yeah.
So literally the only big name that we're not getting is Batman.
yeah, but they'll name drop the crap out of
Yeah.
him. It's just like,
So
all right.
oh hey, you do crime. Well, you don't see Bruce Wayne doing
Yeah.
crime or whatever what it was.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
And but Batman was in Titans, right? He was in the an episode, wasn't he?
kinda.
I know it actually isn't him. We don't care about
No.
Squad shows.
How did that end? Because I know that.
It's
I only
Trigon
seen
right?
the first 4 or some episodes, but yes, Trigon.
in person and in Batman.
Like it's basically a dream episode. Robin thinks Batman's going on this like
Killing
Murderous.
spree.
murder spree and like he's killed Gordon and all like a whole whack of villains, whatnot. And then at the end of the episode he fights Batman, but like you don't see like there's never like a moment
Clear
where it's
shot.
like he's talking to Batman. And it's like they just got like some like double to play Batman. Like there was no
Oh.
talking, interaction, whatnot. And then like Robin ends with Robin killing Batman, I believe. Then like him waking up from some sort of dream state that Trigon put him in, and Trigon's all like, "Hey, you passed or failed whatever test I tried to put you through." Probably. And then it ended with, "Hey, we're gonna have Superboy in season 2."
Oh, is that really what it did?
Yeah, there was an after credit scene where it shows like a science lab and a lot of people are like destroyed as hell, and then you see like Superboy walking and he goes gets Crypto.
Really?
Yeah, the dog. So
Interesting.
interesting indeed.
So this has been real TV.
That's all forms of media. We talked about video games.
Yeah,
We talked
that's
about
true.
TV.
We
Yeah.
talked about video.
Yeah. Anywho, I think that is we just zoomed through trailer talk and the news. Let's go to. Do you have any movies to review before we go to the
No, yeah, I've just been watching
TV?
shows. Yeah.
Yes. You've never seen any movies that you feel
No.